Congratulations, America. Your hatred of an efficient leader was so great, you elected a man to lead you with Alzheimer's instead. Can you imagine the greatest nation in the history of the world handicapping themselves, putting one arm behind their back, maybe two arms, by electing somebody to lead them with Alzheimer's disease? Because that's pretty much what just happened. America, what are you thinking? Do you not think right now that our adversaries are frothing at the mouth, salivating, waiting to get into negotiations with Joe Biden? Kim Jong-un, I told you that you could have nukes? Oh, yes, you did. Oh, come on, man. Really? Biden's dementia is so off the charts, he doesn't even remember who he's running against.
And the character of the country, in my view, is literally on the ballot. What kind of country we're going to be? 4 more years of George, he's going to find ourselves in a position where if Trump gets elected, we're going to be in a different world. And
over the next year, you're going to see him be replaced by somebody who couldn't out-negotiate a trout and who laughs maniacally whenever she's asked a semi-tough question.
It was a debate.
Not everybody landed punches like you did, though.
It was a debate.
So you don't mean it?
It was a debate. That the whole reason, literally, it was a debate. It was called a debate.
I understand.
Traveled to the debate. There were journalists there covering the debate where there would be a debate.
And what are you replacing exactly? Donald Trump for all his faults. And this is assuming that impropriety isn't found in the election results, which I think that there has a potential to be. But he was the first president in the last 40 years who didn't start a new war. In fact, he withdrew our troops. He lessened the risk to America. He's a man who stopped critical race theory in his tracks, the idea that all white people were born of original sin merely because of the color of their skin. These were good things, very good things. He lowered our taxes. He was in charge of a booming economy, partially because he deregulated for various industries, allowing them to be more efficient, thus hire more people. He developed peace deals in the Middle East. Did Barack Obama do this? Did he bring the world closer to peace? How many wars did Barack Obama start? So what if you don't like him? He pushed back on China, that were taking our jobs, that were totally destroying us, that were stealing our technology. At least there was some pushback. Iran was reeling. The Middle East hegemony that they so desired is at an impasse right now. People have moved away, and thus they've signed peace relations with Israel. These are all positive steps. Now they will be emboldened under a Joe Biden presidency. And considering how Barack Obama treated them, all these people, I don't foresee good things for America upcoming. And all those jobs brought back to places like Michigan, which makes me really question the result because he actually did good for one very specific state. They're all going to disappear back overseas. Critical race theory will once again start its malignant spread through our societies. Your taxes are going to go up. You're going to pay several $1,000s a year more to the federal government to pay for the critical race theory trainings. Isn't that wonderful? Let's give it a big hand. We are all terrible people, we're going to be told, and we're going to be paying for this just because of the color of our skin. Reparations on the table, something that the odds of anybody today in America having and owning a slave, I only had 2 in my life, and in about 6 months' time, Joe Biden will be sitting in a wheelchair, drooling, while Kamala rubs her greasy little hands together gleefully as she takes over the reins of power. Look, my opinion, this election was completely rigged, even if you don't find impropriety, fraud in the actual voting. It was the media that rigged it from the outset. They reported only negative things about Donald Trump. They perpetuated the Fine People hoax, which has been debunked. numerous times. And I hate that word because people use it for everything, but it was completely and obviously false. Yet they parasitize the minds of these people because they repeat these ideas ad nauseum. Everything that Donald Trump said was intentionally taken out of context. They wanted him out. They tilted the axis, the playing field completely against him. The media harmed America. When Donald Trump said that the media is the enemy of the people, he was 100% correct in this. They have been lying to you nonstop, and there are only a certain percentage of people that are becoming aware of this. Thankfully, that percentage is rising. I hope that you out there who are watching it are one of these people that realize it. Then you have the tech overlords that will acquiesce to the Steele dossier report being repeated over and over again, the Russia collusion hoax, for which the Congress tried to impeach Donald Trump, and it led to nothing. It was made up. It was false. It was essentially a coup attempt, and the people that were in charge of this attempt are not going to be prosecuted under Joe Biden. Gee, go figure. The deep state got what they wanted. They got immunity. And all these people were claiming that $100,000 spent on some ads on Facebook by Russia in the 2016 election was a greater election interference than what happened with Twitter, with what happened with Facebook. Look at Google. Google in 2016 and more recently, as exposed by Project Veritas, stated that they were doing everything that they could to prevent another Trump presidency. And they absolutely backed it up. In the last year and a half, you go on any Google search and you will find nothing but left-wing sites at the top. Like 9 out of the first 10 results are left-wing. So people that are searching for information, gee, they're getting information from one side of the aisle. Do you not think that that affects people and their mindset, their paradigm, when they're not exposed to a heterodox view from what is being fed to them on a regular basis? I weep for our democracy. I weep because we don't have faith in our election system, in the mechanism of it. I honestly believe that it is very likely that there was a massive amount of impropriety that went on during the election cycle. I weep for the people that don't understand that there are others that are pulling invisible levers that affect your mind and how you perceive the world, as I just mentioned with Google, as I just mentioned with Twitter and Facebook, and the censorship that was ongoing. The fact that they censored the Hunter Biden laptop scandal is a crime. It is literal election interference because the Bidens even didn't deny that it was Hunter's laptop. There is evidence that it is in existence. But this, however, is the reality that we have to deal with. So, eventually, it's not the word surrender being used that we go along with it, but that we are aware of what's happening and we don't have a negative emotional charge, which perhaps I had during shooting this video, but that we don't have a negative emotional charge, but we go about and we do our best to fight it, but we allow that emotion to dissipate. And that is surrender. That is acceptance of the reality. However, I do want to expose you guys to what I consider to be the reality and give you a different framework to work with in this case. I can't imagine that we truly elected a man with Alzheimer's to lead us. This is a very sad state of affairs, and if you guys have a thought as to why it's not, leave it below. But don't attack Donald Trump. Please try to defend the fact that you have an Alzheimer's patient replacing a man who did the good that I have listed above. Peace out. Peace and blessings. If this is your first time to the channel, subscribe. Hit the notification bell, all notifications. Otherwise, Google won't update you. And thumb up the video, share it with a friend. Peace out. Most of all, have a great day. And let's all chill out, including me. Peace.